Hello, thank you for joining a presentation for COOPVA, which stands for Continuity of Operations Planning and Vulnerability Assessment. We are a small business that has been providing services to small business in order to understand future disruption, especially on cybersecurity and on the matter of data collection and artificial intelligence. And the reason we started is because we wanted to give small business a pathway forward in order to deal with future disruption and not only deal with it, but prepare for it ahead of time with enough leverage. Uh, During this process, we understood that future problems that we are coming across as we speak to the small businesses and their data collection is that the AI that is being trained in order to do its task, it is not being validated properly. Then there's a lack in validation that does not allow the trained data to understand what their limitations are. And there is no stress test in order to understand how that limitation will impact and what sort of limitation should the AI expect and accept as its limitation. So we want to create a knowledge base that the data can be tested against, and that knowledge base will provide a score of how that data has limitation and what sort of limitation is acceptable, and how that scoring will allow the user base to understand what this AI can or cannot do, which in turns creates a version 1, version 2, version 3 development much more easier, much more faster, because the first version has been scored high enough that only you can go up in the score and keep yourself relevant over time as the data expands. So that reduces cost and the project lifecycle as far as human hours and human labor, and then also the project cost, which is monetary or just a business loss or some sort of added benefits to the business process. And these solutions will feed into the current norm, which is that 85% of AI projects are failing during deployment, and development is completed, however, it's not ready for deployment. And once it is deployed, 77% of the time it underperforms because the data was not tested thoroughly and prepared for the environment. So since 2020, we have been advising. In 2021, we committed to that knowledge database to reduce the time to develop a production-ready AI in 2022. So in 2022, we joined Rosie Network in order to continue our development, continue growing our knowledge base. During our competitive analysis, we realized that there is lots of data that is being collected, lots of data that is created from the document that it researches, but it does not create a document actually. So most of the data that are being created are created for data breach purposes and does not have a good control over a variety of topics, as in it has some understanding but does not have comprehensive understanding of the context of what's inside those documents and what's being trained. It uses internal data to score, so which means that a company as big as PwC will use their own internal data rather than explore data from outside their organization to collect and combine those data. Industry standard, not particularly put together for a business purpose. So my name is Asif, and I'm the founder and CEO of COOPVA, and Rosie Network is our advisor. We have a few other team members that are onboarding at this time. And through this presentation, we would like to ask you to join us as a partner, as an investor, or as a mentor. Whichever way you can support us, we are here ready to, continue with our business and grow that business for the foreseeable future. Feel free to reach out to me on email and my phone number, but mostly do follow us on LinkedIn. Our business page is COOPVA on LinkedIn. Look us up. You can find us with our logo. And what we do is provide you with the latest information on what's going on in the world of AI and how to understand it, how to approach that, and why it is important that we take steps today in order to be more successful.